What's up, guys? Today, we're going to be talking about my first 30 days back on YouTube, and we're just going to see where I am, a little check-in. But first, before we get into the video, I just wanted to take a moment to thank everybody for all of the love, the likes, the comments, the feedback I've been getting on the previous 3 videos I posted. It's been a very warm welcoming back to YouTube, and just thank you for everybody who's believing in it and telling me to keep going, and for all of those of you who have been just giving me honest feedback, stuff you want to see changed. I really appreciate it. And I want to let everybody know, I realize a lot of people were directed to the last video from my mom's Facebook page, meaning you might not know how to subscribe to my channel on YouTube, which means a ton for the growth. So I'm on a goal to hit 500 subscribers. We are currently at 23. No worries, we'll get there. I know we will. But if you don't know how to subscribe, if you look right below this video, next to my name, there's a subscribe button. And if there's not, you need to sign in to YouTube, which is completely free, by the way, if you don't already have an account. If you have a Gmail and you use that as your email, you will automatically have a YouTube account, and you'll just need to sign in. Or no, that's not true. No, I think all that it takes is an email, and then you can create that account in like 3 minutes or less. And once you've created an account and signed in on your phone or your computer, next to my name, that lovely subscribe button will appear. You can hit it and you're done. Seriously, when it's done, you can forget about it. And every time that I post a new video, you'll be one of the first to know about it. You'll be one of the day ones. You'll get in on the ground floor. Who doesn't want to do that? So yeah, 500 subscribers. That's the first goal of mine. Hit subscribe down below. And YouTube loves it when you guys comment. I saw a lot of comments on my mom's Facebook post. Love the video. You know, he did great. Great to see him. If you could throw that down below in this comment section, that would help so much. The algorithm would chef's kiss that. Anyways, we'll get to it. In today's video, there's going to be 4 chapters. Chapter 1, we're going to talk about progress, how I felt when I started as opposed to now. Chapter 2, we're going to talk about the difficulties and obstacles that I feel I've run into for the first 30 days. Chapter 3 is going to be what I think I have learned so far. And chapter 4 is going to be what I plan to do differently. So 30 days ago, when I sat down to record my first YouTube video, my headspace was really good. I was super excited to do it. Tons of enthusiasm. I felt a lot of joy when I sat down to record. Writing the script was very simple because it was honest. There was no, general idea for it other than I'm back and letting you guys know that I'm back. So the first video, I'd say, was easy. So I know we're talking about progress, and it might have seemed like, I was going to say, I sat down to record the first one and it was really hard. And now that I've done it for 4 weeks in a row, it's getting a little bit easier. That's not necessarily the case, but I still think we're making progress in other areas, for sure. For instance, when I sat down to make the first video again, I felt very stiff, very awkward in front of the camera. Things weren't as smooth as I would have liked them to have been. I definitely could have done a lot better on the script for the video, just really finalizing all of my ideas, probably running through it a couple of times. Yeah, so we've definitely made some progress there. As I sit down to make a new video every week, I feel a more authentic me comes through the camera. It is getting a little bit smoother. I'm starting to, just kind of feel like I'm having a conversation with the camera rather than like sitting down and doing this daunting thing. But yeah, it's getting a little bit better. Aside from my overall camera presence improving, I feel like I'm also making decent progress with my editing. So before I started this whole thing, I wanted to hold myself accountable to some sort of improvement when it comes to content creation. And with that, I felt like an easy entry for that would be holding myself accountable to learning one new editing trick a week. For the first video, it was nothing but fair light, color, trying to balance all of that stuff. Of course, also learning how to fine tune the export and learning how to save that as a preset so I don't have to go through and do that every time. So that was the first video. That's what I learned when I edited that. The second video, I learned how to properly add the end screen to the end of the video, which helps a ton. If you watched the first one, you would know that all the tiles were in the wrong spots and it didn't really look right. So I learned how to fix that. That was what I learned on the second one. And in the most recent video, my editing trick for the week was learning how to animate the text that comes on screen. that was really fun. That was really cool. It still have a long way to go, and I'm excited for you guys to see whatever new editing trick I learn this week on this video when I post it. So my camera presence, I feel like, is improving. My editing skills are week over week improving. And lastly, I feel like my script writing is also improving, or at least my script utilization, like how I actually use what I've written down for the week in the video. I feel like that's improving a lot. So the first video, what I did was almost type it out. It was like 90% word for word on my iPad, and I tried to keep that like right below the camera. That definitely was not my favorite. It was nice, and I didn't have a lot of raw footage to cut out, but again, it felt stiff, it felt awkward, and so I tried something new the second week. The second week, I did a teleprompter on my monitor. I was not a fan at all. That was, you guys could obviously tell that I was reading off of something. The eye contact with the camera was dog water. That's gonna get scrapped. Probably never gonna use that again unless I got like the actual teleprompter. I don't know, what is it, like a conversion lens or something for your camera? There's like good ones to use, but just using your monitor to read off of, it didn't work well for me. And then the most recent video, I did bullet points, where they were kind of detailed bullet points, but it wasn't anywhere near word for word. I'd say like maybe 50-60%. I would look at my phone, like memorize what I was looking at. Then I would look at the camera and try and remember what I had just read while also adding extra things to it. I don't know. I just ended up with a lot of raw footage. I had like over 30 minutes of raw footage to cut down just for the 15-minute video. So I ended up cutting 50% of it out anyways. It's not an issue, but I would love if I didn't have to do that. So this week, I'm trying something a little bit more aligned with the last one, but it's a lot more free-flowy. This is not what I put down on the page at all. So I hope you guys like the energy in this video. I don't know. That's really why I'm doing it, is so hopefully I can keep the energy up and let that transfer through the screen, because that's what it's all about, right? Now we're moving on to chapter 2. So my biggest difficulty or obstacles so far in the first 30 days has absolutely been finding the time to edit. Like truly making the time to, outside of my full-time job, outside of my relationship, outside of my other things that I have going on, finding the energy and the time to sit down and edit the video, which as I get better at it and I really start to know what I'm doing, I'm sure that the time it takes me to edit a video from start to finish will just decrease, and I'll become more efficient overall, and then I won't have to find as much time, and I'll really only have to find the energy to do it. But while learning all of this stuff, that's definitely been the most difficult task. I would honestly say that the shooting and recording aspect of the content creation, at least for mid-form content on YouTube, is like 25% of your workload. You've got all kinds of other things going on, like brainstorming, idealism, and planning. Taking the time to write your scripts, they have to have life, they have to have authenticity, and they're meant to be this coherent string of thoughts that takes your viewer on a journey. And that's what I want to do with you guys. I want to get better at the storytelling aspect of it. So week after week, coming up with that genuine, wholesome, but also interesting, watchable content has definitely been difficult. Like it's right there under finding the time to edit. Is just making sure that what you guys are watching isn't just some video because I had to have it out by Monday. I, have to stick to the weekly schedule. Like I want all of the videos to be good. And personally, I want the first 100 videos, I want each one to be better than the last one. I always want to improve, and I hope you guys can see that. And then the last struggle that I have, which kind of relates to what I was just saying, is staying on time. I do want to always have that video out on Monday. I don't ever want to leave you guys hanging. I know life gets busy. I know I can't post 52 weeks out of the year. I'm sure something will happen some week where I can't. But I'm going to try to make sure that that doesn't happen for 2 years in a row until I get 100 videos out. I want to do this thing. I made a commitment and I'm going to stick to it this time. But making sure that that video is posted by Monday evening, has been a struggle. Chapter 3. So this is going to be what I've learned, and it's going to be a short chapter, don't worry. I'd say the first thing I learned is just not to procrastinate. I really enjoy sitting down and shooting the video. That's one of my favorite parts about my week at this point. But everything that comes after that, making sure that it's finally done, nice, wrapped up in a bow, and ready to be published to YouTube by the next Monday. Yeah, don't wait until Saturday or Sunday to start doing it, or God forbid Monday when you wake up in the morning and you have to edit the entire video because you just didn't give yourself the time to do it the week before. Don't be that guy. Don't be me. Don't procrastinate. Just do it. Kind of like I touched on in the previous chapter, spend quality time on your script writing, making sure that the audience is going to have something tangible to take away from the video and hold on to and hopefully tell other people about. It has to be good, thought out content. It can't be on a whim. I care about you guys. I want to do the whole creator spotlight, the channel spotlight thing, where it just highlights creators that really put everything they have into their content to make sure that you guys are informed, educated, learning, happy, staying positive, whatever it may be. That's what I also want to put time into. And the last thing I've learned is to not let this be a source of stress. If you are like me, you're starting YouTube, whether again or for the first time ever, don't let this become a source of stress. This is something that we sit down and we do because we have a joy for it. We have a passion for it. It brings us happiness. There's a purpose for this. And if you have that purpose, just remember whatever that purpose is. And if you watched last week's video, let it be some motivation for you. Seriously, it shouldn't feel like another job that you have to wake up and go to, or yada, yada, yada. And if you do feel that way week over week, then maybe take the time to think, is this really something that you want to do right now? Like for me, I've started this a couple of times now. You guys know this. And I'm finally back at the age of 25, getting ready to be 26. It may just not be the right time, and that's always okay. It will be here waiting for you to come back and post your quality content when you're good, energized, ready, refreshed, and just gonna do a good job. And you know you are, and you'll know when that time is. As this channel makes its natural progressions and it grows, and we see our ebbs and we see our flows, I want to make sure that I do continue to bring you guys content that you care about from a creator that you can care about. I want this channel to spark change. I want it to inspire you to look at the world in ways that you never have before, change your perspective, open your mind, and above all else, just learn to embrace your community, learn to understand that we have each other for a reason. Like the other day, I was on the phone with my mom and we were having a conversation, and I started to tell her that we are not put on this planet to not learn from each other's trials, each other's tribulations, mistakes, successes. We're here to learn from each other, because if I can make some wacky, goofy, 13, 14, 15 minute YouTube video about something that I've gone through, maybe a mistake that I've made, a trial, a tribulation, something that I had lost, or maybe something that I had won, something I had done great, or something I've done poorly. And I can take that, put that on the internet, you can watch it and not have to make the mistake that I made, not have to go through the trial, not have to go through the tribulation. Also, I want to say, I've heard y'all loud and clear about turning the turtle tank off. I did, but these guys, they don't care. Look, they make noise anyways. They just want food all the time. They're worse than your cat, I promise. But if I can prevent you guys from ever having to go through that, and you can learn the exact same lesson that I learned in the first place, then I feel like that's a win. And that's something that I want to keep going. That's the energy I want to have on this channel, is just cultivate, like I said in the first video, in the I'm Back video, I want to cultivate a community of people that can get on here and just do nothing but support each other, hear each other out, post their stories. That's what this is all about to me. That's where I want this channel to go. That's it. So kept it pretty short today. That's really all I have for you. If you enjoyed the video, please tap that like button, subscribe to the channel. It would be great if you left a comment down below. Just let me know what you think, what you want to see in the future, anything at all. Just tell me hi. I read all the comments. As you can see, I reply to all of the comments, and even as the channel grows, I promise that's going to be something that I continue to do. That's what it's all about. So as always, I'm Keegan Gassett. Thank you for watching, and have a fantastic rest of your day.